Hi, I'm ilabasmati, and today the topic is Titian di Gregori, the most famous painter in his time in the south of Europe. Well, he was born in Pieve di Cadone, in the rich family, not middle class, rich family in Belluno, Italy, between 1477 and 1490. Nothing is sure in this time. Well, Renaissance and Mannerism, he was one of the most important painters of the School of Venice. Among his contemporaries, he was known as the sun among the stars. Oh, and he was one of the most complete Italian Renaissance painter. He painted portraits, a lot of portraits of the Queen of Spain, Queen, no, the King of Spain, and the Emperor in this time, Charles V, Carlos V. He painted portraits with the same skill as landscape. It was genius. Mythological scenes or religious themes. He loved the money. Due to this long life, he lived more or less 100 years. In this time is incredible. He went through different stages, changing his style in a substantial way. This is why some critics doubt that his first work and the last one were made by the same person. Well, always said the same. However, he changed a lot. He changed like artists. The critics can understand this. However, they are common characteristics in all of them. Vivid and luminous colors, loose brushwork, and delicate tones in the chromatic modes in the painting that are unprecedented in the entire history of art in the West. He began to put color that when you are near in the painting, you can see nothing, but when you step by step walk in a distance, you can see perfectly figure, landscape, or other things. He is the creator of this way of painting. Well, also the place of his birth is known, with certainly not the same with the date. According to death certificate that the Church of San Canciano in Venice is preserved. The artist died at the age of 103 years, so who will have been born in 1473. At just 10 years old, Titian, in Italian is Titian, and his older brother Francesco went to Venice, where they apprenticed to Sebastian Zuccato's workshop, atelier. Sebastian Zuccato. That's thanks to his innate talent. Just 3 or 4 years, he managed to enter the workshop of the now elderly Giovanni Bellini, at that time the most recognized artist in Venice. In this workshop, he met a group of young people who at the end is a friend of them, who will be the first generation of the painting of the School of Venice. Venice School, sorry, in English is changed the order. Giovanni Palma da Serinalta, Lorenzo Lotto, Sebastião Luciani, and Giorgio de Castelfranco, known as Giorgione. All of the artists change, a lot of artists change the name. Like the other day, Dosso Dossi is not the name. And other, well, one of the first recognized work of him is the fresco on Ercole in the Morosini Palace. Other early works are Virgin with Child and Visitation of Mary to Elizabeth. Titian and Giorgione at this time were close relation. They are friends, were associated. So, but Giorgione died with 13 years. So the difficulty of distinguish his early works is difficult. It's great. When in 1510 the plague epidemic swept through Venice and killed his companion Giorgione, Titian went to Padua, where he made a number of frescoes. In 1512 he returned from Padua to Venice, where he began to establish a network of relationship that will lead him to the top of the Venetian group of artists. Well, all the artists died. And he lived 103 years. His son is a genius too. His son obtained work from the Fondaco dei Tedeschi. Fondaco dei Tedeschi, the translation to English is more or less the host of German people, because the German people change work in Venice, and because Venice in this time is strong. Well, obtained from this la Sanseria or Sanseria, a privilege highly coveted by emerging artists, and became superintendent of the government works position of official painter of the Republic of Venice, which will report of him sufficient remuneration and other aid privilege. He will hold the position uninterruptedly for 60 years until his death. 60 years, oh, a lot of years. During his long career, he became the most influential of the Venetian school painters, and the most in Venetian school they love the colors, strong colors, red, yellow, well, and the most honorable of the most serene republic in all his history. The death of Giorgione in 1510 and Bellini in 1516, and the transfer of Sebastiano del Piombo to Rome 1511 and Lorenzo Lotto to Bergamo 1513 left Titian without rivals in the city. Well, the first, the good relation that he maintained with the court of Mantua provide him with valuable contact that will lead to him consecration as a portraitist. In 1530, he was able to paint Charles I, Spanish Carlos I of Spain, who had traveled to Bologna on the occasion for his imperial coronation as a Carlos V, the emperor. He will make several more portraits of the emperor, his family, and his son Philip II. During his period from 1530 to 1515, as 1550, as one might suppose, in view of the martyrdom of Saint Peter of Verona, he devoted himself cultivating an increasingly dramatic style. His artistic career was very long, with a great production, most of them commissioned. In his work, the change in status produced during the Renaissance can be perfectly verified, going from being artisan to becoming artists like Durero, recognized socially. The Prado Museum in Madrid houses an important sample of his work. Likewise, the Thyssen-Bornemisza Museum in Madrid too has the Royal Collection, has two other oil paintings, and the Ducal House of Alba, another one strong, has in his private collection several fabrics by the Venetian. He died in Venice on August the 27th, 1576. Thanks for paying attention. Thanks for all. And tomorrow, perhaps I explain a particular painting, a painting of a picture of Titian, Vercelli di Gregori. Thanks a lot. Bye. Until tomorrow.